So, welcome to Farm Together 2. In this video, we're going to be going through my ultimate beginner guide. I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks to help you out within the game. And starting this one off, if you go and you plant a crop, let's just say for an example, we do some lettuce. If you do one click and then you just carry on doing this, you're planting all your crops and everything, it's going to take a long time to go through, plant them all and then water them. So if you just hold down your left mouse button, you're going to plant and then water. And you can go through, and that's just going to speed it up a little bit because you don't have to go back through your crops all over again in stages, planting then watering. And also when you are planting, it is a lot faster to do 2 rows at a time. So if we get the lettuce again, instead of planting going in a straight line, and then coming back on yourself going in a straight line, if you stand in between 2 tiles and we plant, then water, then all you got to do is move a little bit to the right, plant, then water, then go up, plant and water. You want to try and stay in between 2 lanes as well as you can so that you can do 2 rows at the same time. It's just going to make everything a lot more efficient. And in this game, say these pear trees are in the wrong place. I don't want them here. You can pick things up and move them. So if I click here, I can then go and move the tree down to here. And it doesn't cost anything, so I can pick it up and I can come and put it back here. But instead of doing things one at a time, what you can do is just click your move button and go over some more trees, keep clicking it over every single one, and then you'll see at the bottom left it says there are 7 in the queue. So what you can do is then come down to here and say, we'll start here, I want all of the trees down here instead. It makes it a lot easier than moving things one by one. And when you make it a little bit further into the game, not too long at all, you are going to get a tractor that you can jump on, which is going to let you plant your crops and everything in a 3x3 grid. You can also use your tractor to move things. So if we go here and we select that, we've got 9 selected. And then over here, we've got 18 things selected. But say that's too many. I don't want to plant, I don't want to move 18 different things. If you click your right mouse button, it's going to cancel them, but it doesn't cancel the whole lot. It cancels one at a time, which I found to be really, really helpful. And next up is when you are in the town, because Farm Together 2 has a town where you can get all these different shops and stuff. When you are here, looking in the interface might be a little bit confusing. So if we go to the veg shop, these options here in the middle are to sell your vegetables. So eggplant, I can sell 10, in return I'm going to get 5 diamonds. Then when it comes to lettuce, I can sell 10 and get 5 diamonds. Over here at the bottom right is the level of your shop and also the amount of diamonds the merchant has. So for an example, if I sell, let's just do 2 of these, I'm going to get 10 diamonds, so he's lost 10. And there is a restock timer as well. So what you can do with these shops is if you go to the upgrade menu, you'll see that you are going to increase the shop level. You're going to bring down that restock timer, increase the stock capacity of the diamonds, and also your inventory, so how much you can have on you at any given time. But it's going to cost money and it's going to cost some resources as well. But because this vegetable shop has control to change the amount you want to sell, it's got upgrade and it's got back. You need to be careful because if we go over to the garage, I've done this a couple of times in the time I've spent on this game, there is no control thing and there is no having a look at a different upgrade screen. This is your upgrade screen. So one click of this button and you have upgraded your garage. So you can accidentally upgrade it. Obviously you're going to have the resources required, but there's been a couple of times already where I've accidentally upgraded this without meaning to. So be careful when you're in the garage because the interface is a little bit different and this is literally 1 click to upgrade rather than the shops having 2 clicks to upgrade. And then next up is still related to the town, but if we go into here for an example, the upgrade is going to cost 56 lettuce and 13,000 coins. So you do not want to rush to sell your spare goods unless you are absolutely desperate for diamonds, because you are going to need different fruits and veg and things like that in order to upgrade. That guy takes lettuce. This guy over here for the garage is requiring 80 eggs. So if I harvested my chickens, got all the eggs and then sold them, I would have to wait and farm more in order to be able to upgrade the garage. So don't sell your goods unless you're desperate for diamonds or you just have absolutely far too many. And next up is to be careful with what you are buying, because if you later demolish something, you only get half of your currency back. So for an example, if I go and I plow this bit of grass, it costs 10 coins. If I decide that's not something I want to do and I demolish it or recycle it, I'm only going to get 5 coins back. And it's the same for things that cost diamonds. So this stone road, if you go into the shop, this costs 2 diamonds to buy. If I go and demolish this piece, I am only going to get 1 diamond in return. You only get half back. So if it comes to you accidentally placing something, instead of demolishing it and losing currency, just simply pick it up and move it around. These tiles you can't move. But if we recycle these, when it comes to things like road and different trees and crops and things like that, just simply move them out of the way because you might need them at a later date. Just don't go demolishing things or recycling things because you lose half of what you've spent. So next up is to clear up some confusion about the categories of your different crops. For an example, if you look at the bottom right, you're going to see that to feed these chickens, I need 8 wheat. But if we go into the shop, that wheat is going to take 1 hour 15 minutes to grow. If you look at the top left of each individual crop, you are going to see an icon. This is the category that crop falls into. So in order to feed the pigs, you do not need specifically wheat. You can use corn as well. So for an example, if you look at the landrace pigs, on the right hand side, you'll see that their feed is 1 eggplant. If we go into the crops, all of these different things that have an eggplant icon at the top left will fall into that category. So you don't have to do specifically eggplant and wait 12 hours to feed your pigs. You can simply wait 15 minutes, plant some carrots, and use those to feed your pigs. And it works the same when it comes to things in the town. If we quickly fast travel back to the town, if we come over to this shop here, you're going to see you can sell 10 eggplant for 5 diamonds. That's not specifically eggplant. That is anything that falls into the eggplant category. So if we have a look, we could sell carrots, we can sell potatoes. There's lots of different things that fall into the eggplant category. So it's all about paying attention to the top left, looking at those icons because things have their own categories that they're thrown into together instead of all being separate produce. And next up, when it comes to the tractor, there is a garage. And if you upgrade this garage, what it's going to do for you is increase the capacity of your fuel, and it's also going to increase the rate of which it restocks. You can purchase fuel depots. If we quickly go back, I'll show you. Over here, we have a fuel depot. We've got another one over there at the back of the trees. These are going to also replenish fuel over time. So if we go to the buildings, you'll see them here. They're going to cost 2 medals, and they have a capacity of 250. They restock at 0.3 per second. So you're going to get 1 fuel back every 3 seconds. And you can own as many of these as you want. There isn't a limit to them as far as I'm aware. And these are going to be really, really helpful. But focus on upgrading your garage early in the game, as the tractor is really important for you to be efficient. Your tractor is going to help you not have to do each of your crops one by one. If you jump on your tractor, it lets you do 9 at a time. So you don't really get a lot of fuel. It's consumed at a rapid rate. They are going to be working on it to change it so that it doesn't consume as much. Or basically just change things around so that you get more fuel consumption with your tractor. So have a focus on your garage and getting it leveled up, because it's going to give you more fuel to use your tractor, which makes things more efficient. But also focus on your shops as well, because if you go to the upgrade screen, you are going to get, for the 4 different types of vegetables, you're going to get an increase of 10 for their capacity. You're also going to increase the vendor's capacity of currency, so from 45 diamonds to 50, meaning you can sell more. Their restock time is going to go down as well. So when the vegetable shop goes to level 6, instead of having to wait 42 seconds for the owner to get an extra 5 diamonds, we're only going to have to wait 40 seconds. They're also going to be able to stock up to 50 diamonds, so they can purchase 10 different things off me. So I could sell 100 eggplant if I wanted. But on top of that, I'm going to be able to carry more at one given time. The inventory is going to fill up. So it just basically expands and gives you an opportunity to get more diamonds, get them at a faster rate, and make a lot of progress within your farm. And it's very simple on PC. I don't know if it works in the town. Yes, it does. You can hold tab to bring up your inventory. You can see absolutely everything that you have got. So you'll see when they turn red, we're full on pears, we're full on eggs, we're full on apples, roses and daisies as well. You can check all of your inventory just by holding tab. And when you are in town, you are going to see NPCs that are roaming around. If we try and find one, there's one standing here. And then we've got a couple over here. If we look at the map, these NPCs can have quests. You'll get simple things like, give me a specific fish, I'll give you 20 diamonds. They're random quests that they are going to give you. If they have a quest available, instead of you running around like a headless chicken looking for them, if you just go to your map, look for the icons that have the white stroke around them. If they have the white stroke, that NPC currently has a quest available. The quests are really resourceful, but on top of that, if you have a look at these shops, when they have a white stroke around around them, they are available to upgrade. So you'll see out of all the shops I have at the moment, the only one I can't upgrade is the garage. Because if we go here, you'll see the icon to say that we can afford to upgrade it. So yeah, look for the white stroke on the map. It's going to give you an indication as to whether you can upgrade a shop and take a quest from an NPC. And next up is that this isn't going to be clear when you start the game, but if you pause it, you actually have a full-on quest log. Make sure you pay attention to this quest log, because if we go in there, I don't just have one quest active, I have 3. So I can deal with chickens, I can get a tulip painting which I'm working on, I can make some ratatouille and deal with landrace pigs, and I can complete all of those quests. I don't know the cap or anything, I'm hoping you can actually pretty much fill up this quest log, but yeah, there are multiple quests active at the same time as you make progress, so pay attention to your quest log. And next up is just a little tip when it comes to the tractor. If we go over here for an example, we have a look at these lettuce, they are ready to harvest. So if I jump on, if you look at the top left, our fuel is going to start going down. Do not worry about simply just driving around, because when you are driving around, your tractor doesn't consume fuel. The fuel consumption in this game is based on actions, so harvesting, planting, watering, things like that are going to consume fuel. You are free to drive around at no fuel cost as long as you are not performing actions. So next up, if we open up our shop, when you unlock something new, underneath each tab you're going to see an exclamation mark. Whereas if we go and we take a look at the pigs or the animals, we have 3 little things underneath here, and when you go into that tab, at the top left you're going to have the same icon, and that icon represents that you currently have to deal with this animal, this crop, so on and so forth, to deal with a quest. So if we quickly open up my quest log, you'll see that I have to deal with New Hampshire chickens, and then I also have to deal with landrace pigs as well. So if we go to the shop, those 2 have this little icon, so the game lets you know through the tabs in the shop which stuff you need to deal with to fulfill your quests. And next up, again in the shop, make sure that you are paying attention to this shop. Because if you look at the top right, you'll see that my farm is level 23. Yet I still have a load of stuff that's not unlocked. However, there are some things here that are locked that don't have a level requirement. That is because some of the stuff in this game requires certain crops to be a specific level. So you'll see here that we unlock a new version or variant of wheat when we have the original wheat at level 15. And an example of one that I've already done is lettuce. We got that to the level it needs to be as 10 or 15. And when we did that, we unlocked the purple cabbage. So you're going to get variations of the different crops and stuff in the game. You just need to pay attention because it's not all level based. Some things will unlock based on, I mean, it's still level based, but it's not farm level based. Some things are crop level based too. And something else that's really helpful next up is if we go back into the quest log, you will see that I have a quest here that we had to deal with roses and corn. If, for an example, all 3 of these quests I had to deal with corn, you just need to go for the highest amount in one quest. The reason for that is because, say this quest has 60, say this one has 30, this one has 20. Once you've harvested 60, it counts for all of the quests. So you don't need to go and plant 60, then 30, then 20. You can just plant 60, and it's going to tick it off for every single quest, which is really good. So if you've got multiple quests, they all have the same item on, it will count for all of them when you harvest that item. And next up, in the decorations tab of the shop, when you are building decorations, pay attention because there are variants of them. For an example here, we have the guest book. It's going to cost 40 diamonds, give us 80 XP. But if you look at the bottom, I can press Z, and this has variations. So I can press that. It's going to cost 100 diamonds, 200 XP, but it looks different. And then there is another variant as well. Some of this stuff does have different variants, like this barn. Even though it's only cosmetic, it doesn't improve your inventory capacity or anything like that. If we press Z, there are different variants of the barn, so it lets you customize to your liking. I mean, there are a very, very limited amount of variants, but maybe through early access and after the release of 1.0, maybe they'll add in more variants of different things in the game so that people can really tailor their farm exactly to how they want it in terms of how it looks. But yeah, make sure you're paying attention to the variants because there are some for the decorations and also when you're customizing your character. And last but definitely not least, this is a rustic house. If we quickly go to the shop, I will show you. This is going to sit here. It's going to cost you 100 diamonds. Make sure that you build this thing as early as you possibly can. There are 4 stages to construction. You're going to need different resources each time. When I say different, I mean they're all exactly the same, but you're going to need not just like diamonds. You're also going to need fish, lettuce, eggplant, and apples. And that is for every single separate stage of construction. And each one takes an hour with no way to speed it up or anything like that. You can't just go along and water your house and bring the time down or anything like that. It'd be cool if you could do that, but it'd be weird at the same time. But if you have a look at the quest I've got at the top right, I've got one called Quality Art. I need a tulip painting. I believe that is locked in the house. If we go to my quest log, I have to make ratatouille, which is made on a stove which you can buy for the interior of your house. So as early as you possibly can, get this rustic house built, because there could become a time where you are blocked from progressing with your quests due to not having the stuff that you need on the interior of this to cook food and paint and things like that. So this rustic house is incredibly important. And on that note, we are going to leave that video there. That was my ultimate beginner guide, some tips and tricks to help you guys out in Farm Together 2. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this game in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the video helped you out. Thank you for watching.